And you got your boy SR Gent tapping in with TampaMystic on the industry's most wanted podcast. You already know what's going on, man. Salute that.
She got an ass like no other one. Body working all winter, driving crazy when the summer comes. Move like no other one. Better count your blessings if you ever get a one-on-one. Take it easy, don't hurt me none. Slow it down for me, baby, please. Could you take your time? Hold on, could you hear me out?
What's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the industry's most wanted podcast. Boom! We got all this big energy, good vibes, a ray of sunshine sitting across from me. SR Gent, what's going on with you, family? How are you doing?
Everything lovely. It's always a good day.
Man, give me some love, man. Let's transfer that good positive energy, good vibes, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Thank you for being here. It's been a little minute, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we got a lot of catching up to do. But go ahead and give us that official introduction.
Hey, it's your boy SR Gent, man. We locked in with TampaMystic, industry's most wanted podcast. Long overdue, man. Salute that. Big salute to TampaMystic. We here.
Hey, that was dope, man. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to catch up on.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tell everybody first and foremost, before we even jump into it, where you checking in from?
Man, I came up here from Orlando, but I'm from Tucson, Arizona. They got to know. I'm from Tucson, Arizona. Hey. And outside of that, they know me as Stone Mountain, man. Yeah, a lot of time. Big salute to Stone Mountain. Shout out all my people.
No, for real. So you was born and raised in Tucson?
Yep.
I bet it's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
I've only passed through Arizona, like driving. I went from Vegas to Utah, and I had to pass through Arizona, and what I seen was gorgeous. So what was it like growing up out there?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely from I would say it's all gorgeous because the Hispanic culture is out there. But
yeah,
I'm straight from the hood, man, west side of Tucson. So I came up with a lot of the cartel influence, the gang influence, of course, the drug influence. So it was hectic growing up, but definitely, learned a lot. Got a lot stronger coming through that before I came to Stone Mountain.
So you said you just drove here from Florida?
Oh, yeah.
From Orlando?
Yep.
What you got going on out in Orlando?
Hey, that's where I live. I moved. I'm
Yeah.
gone. I got up out the hood.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, people make excuses why they can't do stuff. The only person standing in our way is us.
Oh, yeah.
How long you been in Orlando?
I've been down there since 2017, so we're going on 6 years now.
Okay, so you've been out there for a hot little minute, man.
Exactly.
It's funny because I just, how long are you going to be here in Atlanta?
Just a couple days. I'm going to Arizona. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Yeah, because I just had a friend of mine, DJ from the Carolinas, who texted me just this morning. He's like, what's going on out in Orlando? I'm on my way out there. I was going to try to link you guys, but I think he's only there for the weekend. What's the music scene like out there in Orlando? Because I've been in Atlanta for 10 years now, so I'm kind of out of touch.
Oh, it's going crazy, man. Actually working with a lot of the promoters and influencers in the city. So we got I4 Chapman, shout out my boy Mello Events, Africa Black.
Yeah.
We got then DJ Fly Minds, that's Lil Tyler's DJ, so they're going crazy. Then we got Lil Wed and Nuke Gotti and just a lot of people coming out of there. They doing a lot down there for real.
I love it. I love to see it, man, because, when I was still living down there, Orlando wasn't too big on the music scene, with what we do. But I love the fact that it's evolving. You know what I'm saying? I know that I had went to a couple music conferences. I want to say it was DJ Slim had did some stuff out there. And it was just, of course, Orlando's fun anyway because it's a tourist city. You know what I'm saying? You be frequenting any of the, Disneys and all that, or is that not your flavor?
My son, the daughter, they go out to the family. They do all that. It's too busy for me. I be working.
Nah, I understand. Absolutely. I don't like, the older I get, the less I like being around big crowds because there's so many different energies that, I don't know. I get weirded out by the way people act these days. Take us back to growing up in Tucson, man. Is that where music became a passion for you?
Nah, music just kind of happened in 2014. I got medically retired from the military.
Okay.
So when that happened, I literally woke up, heard a bunch of music. I wasn't feeling none of the music. I went out and bought a studio that day, and that's how I started recording music.
That is really dope, man. What, were you in the Army?
Yep, I was in the Army.
For how long?
8 years.
Thank you for serving.
I appreciate it.
My son was in the Army as well. He was infantry, 11C. He was also in air assault. He was jumping out of airplanes, all that. Take us through that journey of being in the military. What was that like for you?
Man, I spent 4 years in Afghanistan, so that
wow.
journey was crazy. It was crazy. It changed my life, though, because I got medically retired. So people that know me now, they know me as a very active, fit person, but they don't really know what happened. They don't really know a lot that went on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how they see me.
Can we talk a little bit about it?
Yeah.
We don't have to get in too deep. Do you care to share with us what happened that you became medically retired?
Well, it was a lot. First deployment, I was fell off of the back of a truck. I mean, I was a mechanic, so I got knocked out, fell off a truck.
Wow.
Second deployment, was on deployment, had a bunch of IDs and different stuff that was hitting the convoy. Got one of them hit up under my truck, and and that was. I'm writing a book, so I'm putting a lot of this in the book. I want to put it out.
No, absolutely.
I was
That's why,
in the
we could
hospital
just
for a
touch
couple
on it.
days and stuff like that, and then. It's a crazy story. Really ain't supposed to be. Nah, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
They would say I'm not.
Understood. Absolutely. And I mean, hey, you got your time in. Now I'm pretty sure you're getting nice disability through the military. You know what I'm saying? Like it's bittersweet because you get beat up. You know what I'm saying? I know my son's on medical disability from the military too. And he was in South Africa and, just a lot goes on that people don't realize because some of it they either can't talk about or they just don't want to talk about. Do you have any PTSD at all?
I do. I'm actually 100% disabled, so I got PTSD, TBI. That has a lot to do with my crowd. So I usually stick with a very small circle of people I'm close to, but a lot of people know me, but I don't hang out. You know what I mean? I don't really be in the crowd like that.
Understood. Absolutely. I get social anxiety, and people don't believe me when I tell them that, but I really, really do. Like, if I go somewhere that's a big crowd, I'm going to be in and out quick. You know what I'm saying? Just because, it'd be like I said earlier, some weird energies out there. You just got to be mindful of that. So transitioning from, being a soldier into civilian life, what was that like for you?
It was really easy, man, because it's all based off my daughter, honestly.
Yeah.
Like it still is to this day. Everything's circled around my daughter.
How old is she?
She's 11.
Okay.
Yep. So if it ain't working for her, it ain't working for me.
Yeah.
So everything was centered around her. I set my music and priorities and my life around her. Studio, gym, everything's at home. And that's how I move.
I love it. Is she living with you?
Oh, yeah, ever since she was 1 year old.
Man,
we do that.
That's beautiful. I love it, man. Shout out to you for out here doing exactly what you're supposed to do.
I appreciate it.
Serving our country, taking care of your kids, like all that stuff. I think a lot of men are not, giving their flowers enough on stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not easy to do everything that you've done, and you're here to talk about it.
Definitely.
That's big, man. So, take us back to when you got that studio equipment set up in the crib. What was that like for you, getting all that set up? Where were you at mentally thinking about, I might start doing some music?
For one, I thought the music industry was something different. Everybody got their own ideas, and I was excited. I was excited because I didn't know a lot.
Yeah.
The excitement as you learn more, you start to understand, this is work.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do something.
It's not all fun and games.
But that part got exciting, too. So I love the business of it. And when I first got the studio, though, I was just recording. I think I recorded 300 songs the first year.
What?
Yeah. And
you was going ham.
I record a lot, but I don't write music. So I just, punch in.
Yeah, just get in the studio and go. Freestyling, punching in. Exactly. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody's creative process is different. Have you ever been a writer? Outside of the book that you're writing?
Yeah, I wrote poetry my whole life when I was a child, but that was just more of a coping type deal.
Understood.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you think that you writing poetry as a child somehow subconsciously geared you up to do music?
100%.
Yeah.
My music is still the same as my poetry. It's about my life and how I'm feeling. So
you said you recorded about 300 songs that first year.
Yeah.
How many of them 300 songs made it out to the digital platforms?
None of those. None of those. That was a different sound.
He said none. I was just testing the waters a little bit. Nah, there's nothing wrong with that. That was your practice.
Exactly.
They say practice makes perfect. So after recording all those songs, did you switch up your style of music, going back listening to those?
100%. I just became, like I said, it was based around my daughter.
Yeah.
So I was listening to different music because I didn't want her listening to certain
Of course.
things. So then I just started to realize I ain't trying to be tough.
Yeah.
I don't want to be tough. I don't want to tell no stories about no tough stuff. So I just had to let all that go because I didn't want my daughter bringing home a younger version of myself.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
100%. Let's dive into that a little bit because I'm a really big advocate of what type of music people are putting out into the world because, what we consume in is what goes back out. So if these youngins, they're very impressionable. If you're talking shoot 'em up, bang, bang, type stuff, them kids are going to try to go live that life because you may be their favorite rapper. You get what I'm saying? So it's up to us who are in this culture to put out positive energy, positive vibes. So how important is it to you outside of your daughter, to make this positive music?
It's the most important thing. I'm a very spiritual person, so I understand frequencies, vibrations, the things that I say. So it's not only is it affecting them, it's affecting me as I created. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I take it very seriously.
Absolutely, man. And, just to touch on again, there's so much weirdo-ish that's going on right now that just is tainting the culture. Like, and I'm not even going to put anybody or say anybody because they're not getting no shine on my podcast. But there's just some weirdos out there who are doing weird stuff. And I'm sure you see some of it on social media. And I'm just like, who said that they could do this and it's okay? So again, it's up to us. So what are you doing to change the narrative and make a shift within the culture of hip hop?
Well, primarily, I like to really merge genres. I don't have a style, so I do a lot of melodies. I do a lot of storytelling, which is just opening up my emotions so people can see how I transition, especially for people that really know me because they know me a different way. They would say I'm I don't know, street dude or whatever you might want to call it, but they're just seeing a different way that I live and how I carry myself for my daughter now. So a lot of my emotion goes to my music. A lot of it's very upbeat, uplifting, and I didn't grow up like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important. Again, we got to be mindful of what we're putting out there into the universe. Take us back to your very first song that you put on the digital platforms. What was it? Do you remember?
Man, yeah, I do. Actually, it was a full project. It was called Canaris Kamisado. But now,
wait, hold on, what?
It was called Canaris Kamisado, right? Which is basically an attack on music. That's what it would be deemed as to mean. So, but I put out that project. It was 20 songs on there.
Wow, so you came out the gate first ever digital platforms with a full project.
Yeah, I had too much music.
Yeah, you had to get some of that up out the vault. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
If we went back and listened to those 20 records, 20 songs on that project, what would we hear different, if anything, to what you're putting out now?
Well, all that music is gone, but I plan to do some stuff.
It's gone.
Yeah, I took it down because I rebranded. So, but honestly, really, you would still hear very much so what I'm doing now. Only thing would be the delivery and the artistic growth of how to deliver my voice. And but other than that, since that album, it's been the same me. I've been making the same type of sounds and music as far as positivity and my story-based approach.
What was the shift for you to decide, you know what, I really want to take this seriously? Because I think everybody comes in just kind of experimenting. You were 300 songs experimenting before you said, you know what, I'm going to start putting music on the platforms. What was that shift for you?
I made a song that I thought was a hit.
Yeah.
Other people thought the songs I made were great records before, but I made one that I personally felt was a hit.
Yeah.
And it was just a personal thing. I had to prove it to myself. It didn't matter what people were saying, really.
Absolutely. And it still doesn't.
Exactly.
Like I put on my story yesterday, we cannot please everybody, nor should we try to.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, too many people are busy trying to please other people for what? We need to please ourselves and God, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And our family and stuff like that. Out of all the records that you did release, that first one, was that the most personal one for you, or has it been another one that you put out?
The most personal one is definitely 1992.
Talk to us about it. What does it mean to you?
Everything. That's when everything started. Like, my life really took a different path. In 1992, what happened was I was 6 years old.
Okay.
And like I said, I came from the hood. There was a lot of drugs, a lot of cartels. And my mom, she killed herself in front of me when I was 6.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, most people don't.
What?
Yeah, so that's what happened there.
That's a major trauma in your life at such a young age. And, I don't know how comfortable you are talking about it. It's, it's completely up to you, but how did that experience, I can't even imagine, and gosh, my condolences to you, even though that was a while ago. Like, I've lost my mom, but not in that way. What was that like for you?
Man, it was really, at the time, it was nothing because they didn't talk to me about it. At 6 years old, you can't really explain it. So it was just another day. It was 13 people in the house, 9 kids, 4 adults. And when that happened, it was just kind of like, hey, your mom's gone. But she was frequently gone for weeks at a time, so it was kind of like a thing where I expect her to be gone, but they didn't tell me she had passed away.
Wow, man. Let me ask you this, and some people realize it, some don't, and some it takes years. Do you think that's a trauma that you've carried with you until your adulthood?
I do, but not in a negative sense.
Yeah.
Now I understand everything. It was meant for me to learn from it, to help people.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you don't know what's gonna can't say what would have been.
Absolutely.
I can't say that my life would have been better or worse had my mom not did that.
So who raised you?
Different people. I lived with my grandparents the most, my grandmother and my auntie. Then I also lived in Louisiana with another set of family, and moved in Ohio with a set of family, and back to Tucson before coming to Atlanta. So I was always moving.
So you moved around a lot. You know, do you think moving around and being with different family was a positive for you?
No. It was like, when I say the tragedy of my life is crazy, man. Like, at this point, it's nothing. It's very light to me. I'm past it. But everywhere I went, I was abused on some level. So
Man.
it was always something.
I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm so glad that you're so positive today. You've pushed through it. A lot of people carry these traumas into their adulthood, and that's when mental health comes into place. Is that something that you've dealt with at all, is, you know, mental health?
Not outside of the Army.
Yeah.
Everything, my PTSD, well, the Army diagnosed it with, they aggravated my PTSD because they said I got PTSD from my childhood.
Yeah.
But it's all the same.
Yeah.
Like, it's all just, I put it in a box of stuff on what I could take and learn from it and how I can make it positive.
Absolutely. I just like talking about it because there's a lot of people out here who deal with it and they're ashamed to talk about it. They're ashamed to admit to it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I think every human being on this earth has some sort of, you know, trauma from a childhood or adulthood or some sort of anxiety that we hang on to. And it's okay to talk. You feel better when you talk about it. I know I do, especially women. We so doggone emotional. We cry about everything. You know, what are you working on right now?
Man, it's a lot. So me personally, I run a lot of different companies. Like I say, music is more of the long-term thing that I'm doing, but you know how that goes. You got to run your ads, you got to work it. But I do real estate, so I just got into tax deeds, looking to buy my first property now.
Nice.
So now I actually about to make that investment. Before I just been learning about it, but I actually rent cars on Turo. Then, of course, I got the clothing line to go with my branding. Then I do fixing credit and helping people with understanding business and making moves into crypto and stuff like that. Then I'm an arms dealer with the ATF. I sell guns.
What do you not do?
You know what I mean?
You're a serial entrepreneur. I love it.
Yeah, so I got a publishing company. I own LTP Films, which is a production company. And
Bro, you got like 800 companies. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So I just be working, man. I'm always doing something.
So let's dive into that a little bit because it's something that I talk to a lot about with these artists. You know, some of them come in this business and think that they're going to get rich after their first song release, or they feel like they're entitled and they don't have to pay for anything. And that's not the case, certainly. How important is it as an artist on the rise in this business to have, you know, multiple streams of income, you know, multiple hustles? How important is that?
It's 100% important. Matter of fact, it's more important than anything else they doing. 'Cause I meet a lot of artists and I don't meet many with money at all.
Yeah.
Like, the chance of meeting an artist that has resources to fund their career is crazy.
Yeah, slim to none. Then they all want to cry for a discount and haggle, and I already know, bro. Like, it's crazy. What made you decide to get into all these other forms of business?
Because music doesn't pay until you spend
Love your honesty.
$200,000. Like, if you have not spent $100,000 plus, music ain't about to pay you no money.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I think P talked about it, and, you know, Dolph Long Live Dolph. They were talking about how, like, it takes $250,000 to break a single. Yeah. Really, a lot of these artists, you know, they may blow up on social media or whatever, but that doesn't mean they made it. That means they had a song that went viral on social media. They're not going to get big bookings off that chances. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where do you want to go with your music? I know you said this is like your lifetime, you know, vision of what you want to do. Where do you see yourself going with your music?
Well, with my music, as far as I'm concerned, man, I see myself as high as this is going, man.
Yeah.
It's the highest level. So the music I make, it's very upbeat, very festival vibes as far as when I'm making the music that I like to make the most. Yes. I also make some storytelling, more dramatic stuff, but that stuff is for a community of people that need to hear that to know they can get past it.
Yes.
But the music I plan to push and go around performing would be the upbeat, positive music. And I see myself performing that for 100,000 people.
I know that's right. We have to throw that out to the universe. We have to claim it. Is your daughter a big fan of your music?
Oh, yeah. She's always... Everybody that knows her knows I do music.
Have you at all, some way, somehow incorporated her into your music, whether you have her talking on one of your songs or anything like that?
She was on the first album. She was the first thing they ever heard.
I love it. I knew it. I just I was like, yeah, he got his daughter. Because it sounds like that's your baby. That's your heart right there.
100%.
Is she your only child?
Yep, only one.
You want any more?
No, I'm good. Right,
bro, he said that super fast with the look. No.
Because kids cost a lot, and people be just having kids like they ain't
free to raise. Trust me, I know. I only have one as well, and I'm just like, and it's funny because my mom always told me, not that she was trying to discourage me from having more, but she's like, you can do so much more when you just have one. Because now if you got 2, 3, 4 kids, you're dividing it up. And like you said, it's very expensive, especially now we're still like in a recession. You know what I'm saying? Pays down and the cost of living is up. So it's like, God bless all these women and men out here who have multiple kids. Like, I don't know how y'all doing it. What does she have desires to do? I know she's 11, right? So she's still young and she's got time to think about it, but does she ever mention what she may want to do when she grows up?
She's very active, man. She's been in karate for years. She just won 2nd place in the National Karate Championship.
Oh, congratulations.
And she wants to be a veterinarian, though. When
there you go.
She's been saying that since she was like 6.
I love it. So she loves animals.
Yes.
Are you an animal lover?
I love what she loves.
I like how you put that. I love what she loves.
You know what I mean? So she gave me a lot more insight. She be telling me things. So I'm a lot more compassionate towards them now, I would say.
Does she have a pet?
Yeah, we got Sophie. She has a dog.
Oh, see, there you go. Having one is enough because it's like having another child.
Oh, yeah.
They doggone expensive, especially a dog. You got to take them out to walk them and go to the bathroom. It's like a lot, you know. It's like raising another kid. But it gives her a companion since she doesn't have a brother or sister.
Exactly.
Most definitely. So the music that you're doing right now is stuff that you're really focusing on and getting out there to the markets and stuff like that. You've been doing music for about how long professionally?
Since 2014, so we looking at 9 years.
Oh, well, yeah, next year will be 10 years.
Almost.
Throughout them 10 years, man, what's been a highlight moment for you? If you could go back and just relive it, what would it be?
Honestly, releasing my first album.
Yeah.
That's the moment because I was so just confident in that project and within myself as an artist, everything.
Yeah.
Like just all the different songs, the different sounds. It really showed me that I could do this on a serious level.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can over and over. Have you released other albums?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. How many you got out?
Right now, there's 4.
Okay.
Yeah, right now I have 4 out, but I removed.
Right, that first one.
Nah, I removed.
Wait, hold on now. They got to be somewhere. I'm going to go find you on SoundCloud or something now. Come on now.
I removed like the first 5. Did I have 4 or 5 out, bro? Okay. I have 5 albums out. I removed them all and I rebranded.
No.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to go like hear them. So what do you have on the digital platforms right now then?
Now I have 4 albums out on digital platforms.
Okay, so you do have 4 newer ones out.
I probably have more music than most people on earth. Literally,
Yeah.
I recorded a lot of music.
So what is your process like, you know, because you've recorded several albums. When you are in album mode, are the songs that are going to land on that album specifically recorded for that album, or do you pick and choose maybe some stuff you already had in the vault?
Both.
Yeah.
Normally, if I say like the album I just released, it has an Afro theme to Afrobeat theme to it.
I love it. I'm so getting into that Afrobeat music. It's sexy.
Oh, yeah. So I start with the beats. I go pick 14 beats that I like that are in that genre.
Yeah.
And then I just have to force myself to create songs that I'll be proud of on those beats.
Love it. Who are some of the producers you're currently working with?
Oh, man. I have Cash on that's on there. Caution. He's a reggae island producer.
Okay. I like how you put that little accent on there. Island.
Yeah, I really have to make sure I get it right.
I caught that.
So I got them. I got Dream Life, a lot from them. I got Chizabam, definitely. I got W Got Bars, got one from him coming, man.
Nice.
So I try to really work with people that's more local, but before that, I got a secret site I go to, man. I get a lot of stuff in there, but I can't even let people.
You can't tell them the sauce. That's your secret.
I got
Listen.
a place where it's real nice.
I know that's right, because you don't want anybody else trying to wind up with the same type of sound that you got. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it for yourself.
Hey, for real.
Every now and again, we got to be a little selfish. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that at all. Where did your name come from?
Well, my time in the military.
Yeah.
Altogether, it'll be said as Sergeant. So if you say SR Gent, it's just going to Sergeant.
I got
what I mean?
you.
That type deal. But then the SR is specifically for my father. I'm a junior, so that SR, the front part of that, that's specifically for him. Then the sergeant as a whole is to the military.
I love it. Is your father still living?
Oh, yes.
Where does he live at?
In Rex, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he doing his thing out there?
Yeah, just living it up, retired. You
Yeah.
know, trying to get him retired on the next level of retirement.
Understood.
Man. Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful, man. I love it. You gave us one of your highlights. That was releasing your first album. What's been like probably the biggest struggle that you had to push through since you've been doing music since 2014?
It's really just understanding that the music industry is not what I grew up looking at on TV.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
It's finding that out more and more just as the years pass. It's like, okay, this is a real business. You're really going to have to put money into this, and it's going to take time. There's no shortcuts.
Right. Definitely takes a lot of time. Like I remember hearing Bigger say a lot, like you have to be in this business for at least 10 years before you're considered seasoned. And you're still learning beyond that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, you really have to love this business to stay in it for the amount of time that you and I have been in this business. You know what I'm saying? I've been in it for about 12 years. You've been in it, almost 10. You really have to love it, right? Oh, yeah. What do you love the most about being in this business, about being a recording artist?
I love where the game is now, honestly. Even though people say it's really messed up, which there's a lot of ways it is, but it's very empowering for independent artists. For people like myself, if you're a real entrepreneur about building resources and generational wealth, you can do that with a music catalog.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, because it's that type. If you make timeless music, 100 years from now, people gonna still listen to your music. Exactly. I listen to a lot of music from the 60s and 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like older music, because it was timeless music. Are you open to listening or even recording other genres of music? I know you said you're kind of getting into the Afro beats, but I'm talking like, maybe a little country or a little bit of rock or whatever. Is that something that has crossed your radar?
Oh yeah, 100%. What that remind me of like Nelly. You
know
know what I mean? Like a Nelly type. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Always.
Oh, Nelly's sexy self. Sorry. I just had a flashback with that Band-Aid on his face.
That's funny.
No, but you're absolutely right. I think in order to become more marketable in any business, you have to venture out.
Yep.
Can't box yourself in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely. Who would you like to collab with right now?
Right now, I would say probably Ed Sheeran will be top.
Okay.
Ed Sheeran. Yep, 100%.
Any female artists out there that you would consider collabing with that would fit your vibe?
Man, the female's talking crazy right now. Like, I don't know.
Boy, shout out to Sexy Red. I fuck with you, girl.
Nah, there's some dope females, but it would definitely be some of the old school stuff. Like I'm talking about the Lauryn Hills.
Yeah, there you go.
That's where I would be at with the collab on that.
That was your type of vibe.
Yeah.
Most definitely. That's what's up. What about R&B? Does that pique your interest at all?
I feel like R&B is kind of blended with everything now. Like everybody's giving a little bit of that. Like
melodic sound, thinking they can sing.
Yeah, I do like Burna Boy and recently a lot of his melodies and like that stuff I've been getting into. But yeah, R&B is kind of everywhere now to me.
It is. I like to ask that question because R&B is like my favorite genre, but I'm talking like a lot of the R&B that came out back in like the 90s and early 2000s. Okay. Like I want to get back to there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I think we need to get back with this R&B music. Who you got with you today?
Oh, man, I got Cash on Abel, man. Everybody know me. Got to know my brother Cash. He in the city making major moves.
Yes.
Got some music coming. Got some music out. They got to go check him if they haven't. And then my boy Jordan DeBow, cameraman of the year. Jordan DeBow Films, man. He working. So
let's talk about that. You got your cameraman with you.
Oh, yeah.
As an artist, how important is it for you to have your personal cameraman with you when you're doing stuff like this?
Oh, yeah, man. It's probably more important than you buying that fake chain that y'all wearing out. For real. Like, you feel me? So
I'm crying.
For real, man.
Don't come around with a diamond tester. That should say rent. No, but you are absolutely right. You have to document everything. Yep, people want to see it. If they don't see it, they don't believe it.
Exactly. And even if they hear, like I hear a lot of artists that's dope, talented, the song speaks for itself, but nothing speaks louder than visuals now. So your song ain't speaking like that if you got no visuals.
So let's talk about that. You just said the word visuals. How many visuals do you have out there, approximately?
Man, I probably dropped like 7 this year.
Wow.
I'm about to be dropping.
He filmed all of them, or most of them, or some of them?
He filmed one. I think you did the one that was here in Atlanta, but most I did in Tucson.
I got you.
So I
okay.
went across the country.
Understood.
But if it's here in Atlanta, if you see me shooting something here in Atlanta, yep, that was Jordan.
That's dope, man. So let's talk about when you put your videos together, are you in creative control? Are you actually directing the video, or are you leaving that up to the videographer?
100%. I'm definitely got creative control, putting in any ideas I have, always using the videographer's ideas too. We try to make this the best for real. So there ain't no egos here. You know what I'm saying? We just want the best product.
Absolutely. And I think that's dope that you both kind of come in on it because, you know, he could have a really dope idea you didn't think of or vice versa. What direction do you go when you make your videos? Do you like them kind of cinematic? Like, where are you going? Like, what's your vision when you're putting your videos together?
I do. So everything that I did so far that I released was from 1992. So it was a very personal album. So I had to go to the locations where things happen.
Yeah.
And then, it was very cinematic, like a lot of old school photos, homes, and locations
Love
of where
it.
things happen. But the next album that I'm about to start shooting for is gonna be more on set, like island vibes.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you said you got the Afrobeat sound, reggae type island sound going on.
So I'm gonna go to the Bahamas or Peru or somewhere and just shoot all of them.
Are you gonna wear your bikini? Bikini bottom? Are we gonna get a little bikini action going on?
They might not get that, but I'll probably take the shirt off for it.
I'm just messing with you. I always give Big a hard time about that because, you know, Big is from Jamaica and he talks about going back there. I'm like, make sure you get that thong, you know, get that little thong action going on. No, that is really, really dope. So what made you decide that you wanted to go in the direction of like an island sound or, you know, Afro beats?
I always love that music. Every time I hear it, it feels better than other music. It's just the most undeniable music that whenever I hear it, it's undeniable to me. I don't know how everybody else feeling, but so.
I agree. I think that it attracts people from all walks of life. And I say that because when I first started in this business 12 years ago, my first hosting was at a spot that had live reggae bands that would come in there and set up and play. And honestly, majority of the crowd was white folks. You know what I'm saying? They love it. Exactly. You know, so you've seen a little bit of everybody in there. And I think it's just a feel good music that just brings people together. So I'm looking forward to it. Have you released some of the songs already?
Oh, yes, the songs is out. Project just dropped. So project just dropped July 10th. Currently just got ads running to it, doing all that stuff.
Tell them the title.
Vibes. Vibes is the album, man. It's out. All streaming platforms. Go check that, man. You're going to see, because you're going to see a beautiful black woman with amazing hair and vibrant colors on the cover. When you see that, that's the vibe. Click it.
I love it. I love it. I'm definitely going to check it out. I didn't realize it was already out. So I'm going to make sure when I'm on my ride home, I'm going to listen to it. Because like I said, I've been tapping more into like, you know, the Afro beats and stuff like that just because it feels so good. It's just, you know, it's a good vibe. Did you collab with anybody on the project?
I did. I got 2 people on there out of Florida, actually. I got my dude, Era Brooks, on there, man. Era, we up there, man. And then I got my dude, Huncho Hayes, which I met at Cook Cabin ATL. So Cook Cabin ATL, man, check that out. Huncho Hayes, what's up?
That's dope, man. What made you decide to put those particular artists on the project?
Well, they was coming through the studio, you know, and my home studio is a very personal situation. So they was coming through, and these songs were very specific sounds. So when they heard them, they was like, hey, let me jump on those, and hey, it worked out. It worked out. They sounded really great. So I was like, hey, I got to leave y'all on there. They going on the album.
That's dope. But do you record yourself?
Yes, I do.
So you got a home studio set up and you record yourself. Yep. Man, I think that's so important. Because you could roll out of bed one morning and just have something on your heart and boom, walk over there to the mic and record it.
Easy.
You ain't got to worry about booking studio time and waiting until next week and all that. Are you engineering yourself as well as far as mixing and mastering?
Oh, no, we got JK. JK, my boy.
Shout out to your engineer, man.
Yes, sir. He working. He the one. If you on the east side of Atlanta, man, come on, it's JK. Y'all know what's going on.
Yeah, it's your engineer is a major, major pivotal part of your sound and your whole creation process. Oh, yeah. So it's important that you have a good engineer. So shout out to your engineer. You said JR?
JK.
Oh, JK. JK. Shout out to JK. My bad. I'm getting your name and his name mixed up, intertwined. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. We together, bro. We doing it. He already know we ain't going nowhere. We out.
So that's really dope, man. Anything else you got in the works? You got this new Vibe project out. You know what I'm saying? It's out everywhere. Is it Vibe or Vibes?
Vibes. It's
Vibes. With an S or a Z?
With the S.
With an S. So Vibes with an S. You said with a beautiful queen on the front. So make sure you guys go check that out. Download it, stream it, share it. Everybody subscribes to some sort of platform.
Oh, yeah.
So where they can listen to it. How many visuals are you anticipating off this album?
14. All of them. I own a production company. I ain't got to play with him. Yeah.
Don't play with him. You answered that so quick. I love it. Oh, yeah. So being that you own a production company, is film like, you know, getting into like doing like short films or anything? Is that something you've tapped into or interested in?
Yeah, I got a script due tomorrow. I got to finish writing.
Wow.
So I'm always working. So I currently go to Full Sail. So I'm
beautiful.
Doing that. So I'm writing a script right now, going into short films and documentaries. So the music videos, I just started it to promote and do my own music videos for myself and my team, but it just kind of grew over the year. I only been doing it for a year, but now it's already a profitable business.
So being that you're going to Full Sail, you know, you're taking script writing classes?
Yep.
And are you also taking like production classes, actually learning how to, you know, work the camera and set up the lighting and all that stuff as well?
Definitely getting a degree in digital cinematography.
There you go. Man, I think that it's the future.
Oh, yeah.
It's here now, obviously, but I think it's a big part of the future as well. It's not going nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
What made you decide to go to school for that?
Well, basically, every time that I go into something like this, I go to school for it. When I started music, I went to the Berklee College of Music. And now that I started film, I just want to get that more traditional background, because when you're going for certain contracts and jobs, you know, they want to see what they want to see.
Absolutely. Using that GI Bill.
yes.
You said you better know it. Utilize it, because, you know, and even when that runs out, there's other things, you know, like loopholes that you can jump through to get funding for school.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't know that. I learned that because, you know, my significant other and from my son have been utilizing it for years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so most definitely. Well, that's really dope. Congratulations on everything you got going on.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here today. Hey, Vibes is out. Vibes with an S is out everywhere. So make sure you guys go download that. Check it out. How many visuals are already out off the project?
None, just promo. Just
okay, so they're all in the works.
Like that. Oh yeah, definitely. So the first visual from the Vibes project should be dropping by the end of August.
Okay, very dope, man. Before we do your social media, is there anything else you have coming up? You know, any shows or other interviews that you want to promote at this time?
Now, the biggest thing coming from me is a lot of community help, man. I just started my nonprofit. It's been a long
What
time.
does this guy not do?
So
like, you're a plethora.
So the nonprofit is called Healing Hands Help. That's what we do, Healing Hands Help. You guys going to see a lot going on from that, and that's really the biggest thing going. That's my main focus next.
I love it. So that's based out of Orlando?
Yes.
I love it. Shout out to you, man. Like, you're just so involved in everything. How do you find work-life balance?
This is it. Life is work.
Yeah.
So the whole time, this is all life's work to me. I consider everything I do life's work.
Yeah.
If I can't put it into my life's work, I probably won't partner or have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And I put too much into what I do.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you keep God first, you know. So he's getting you through a lot of situations, you know, because you've been experiencing it since the age of 6.
Oh, yeah.
Trauma, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So shout out to you, man. I appreciate you being here.
Hey, likewise. It was amazing, man. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. There's 3 things we got to do before we get up out of here, though, right? 1, tell everybody where they can follow you at.
Hey, all social media platforms, YouTube, anywhere, all of them. SRGENT 100. That's it. Everywhere you go, you're going to see it.
Straight like that, man. I like the fact that you keep it the same. Makes it easier for people to find you.
Definitely.
Who do you want to shout out to, man? I know you got people loving on you, supporting you. Who do you want to shout out to?
Man, I want to shout out everybody at LTP Incorporated, which is myself, you feel me? Everybody that ever supported LTP Incorporated, and everybody that got anything to do with the growth of LTP Incorporated in the future, man. Mainly my brother Cash on Abel. He been there from the beginning. He know what's going on.
You see him over there cheesing. Cheese. I love it, man. It's always, you have to have somebody just with dope vibes around you, dope energy. You brought 2 of them today.
Definitely.
It's important. Last but not least, we live. Industry's Most Wanted. Big Industry's Most Wanted. Go ahead and let everybody know, let the whole world know what makes you the Industry's Most Wanted.
Oh, man, I'm SR Gent for real. If you haven't met an alien, they do exist. I am him. All you got to do is click play. The rest of it really explains itself, man. Keep up.
Did you say you're an alien?
Oh, for real.
I am too. No, I'm so serious.
I like it.
Me and my dad, when we text each other, we always like refer to each other as an alien with the little alien emoji. That's why we vibe so much. We from out of this world.
For real.
That is so dope, man. We up out of here, y'all.
Got an ass like no other one. Body working all winter, driving crazy when the summer come. Move like no other one. Better count your blessings if you ever get a one.